So some of you have probably seen the recent video of Pat from Popular MMOs getting arrested.
Hey, wake up, man. I don't got all day for you. Wake up. Wake your ass up.
You had a bit too much drink tonight, man? You're good?
You live here?
Where do you live?
Let's see what some of these.
I can't hear you, man.
I had a lot of sales roles there. Sorry.
You had a lot of what?
See something across.
That alcohol, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Okay.
To be perfectly honest, it's just really sad. I want this video to be informational and not to kick a man when he's already down, because I just think it's a really sad situation to see. Now, it's not so sad in the fact that he's being arrested, but the circumstance in his life leading up to this point, because this was a guy who you could say used to have it all, and his fall from grace has just been a downward spiral that seems like it progressively gets worse as time goes on. Yeah, so we can track it back to when him and Jen got divorced as probably the really big tipping point, but I really think that his next couple of relationships with other women really took a toll on him. And also not having a good group of friends really doesn't help either. Because in the video he mentions that he was driving with friends and they ended up leaving him.
Down over here. If you live.
You're a ways from home, bud. Probably at least like 20 minutes out.
I was drinking. Friends wanted to come over to make sure I was good. That's all.
So how do you get over here?
Just drove. That's all they did.
Somebody dropped you off here?
Yeah, they dropped me off here. Yeah.
If this is actually true, then he's got some of the worst friends imaginable. It makes me really mad because I could never imagine doing something like this to my best friend. Because if you do something like this to your friend, then you're genuinely a terrible person. But I'm not entirely sure if that's the case, just because he is very drunk and he might have just said that. But if that is true, then it's seriously messed up. But in the body cam video, you can see that he's very wasted. He can barely speak properly. And the part where it's honestly sad is when he's just kind of sitting there and then he says, "I just don't feel like getting arrested." If you weren't aware, he has been to jail before because he interrupted a game with his, his wonderful friends at that point, which again, just not very good friends to promote him to do that kind of thing. So he's already had a taste of jail, and it certainly seems to have not only had a major effect on him, but of course his reputation as a whole. Considering he used to be one of the biggest Minecraft YouTubers, I mean, you're gonna have a lot of kids looking up to you and even adults that just kind of look up to you. But basically what ends up happening is he gives them permission to search his bag while he waits in the cruiser for his phone to charge. And that's honestly what ends up getting him arrested, because they do find weed and alcohol. The fireball that they find obviously isn't the problem, it's the devil's lettuce that they find, so that's grounds for him to get arrested. And again, he's very wasted, so he's not going to be making any rational choices or decisions here, but he tries to run away, which just isn't going to work when you're drunk, and then you also have your arms being held behind you. But the sad part is when he goes to the ground and he says, "I'm just tired of it all."
Just put your arms like you're praying.
Look on what?
Like you're praying.
Yeah, just like palms touching. We're not doing this.
Now, I'm not sympathetic towards the fact that he is completely wasted and he had drugs on him, but I am sympathetic towards the fact that he really just hit rock bottom, it seems like. It's very easy to judge someone when they are at such a low point in their life, especially when it's someone who would be considered famous. The video does go on to mention how it wouldn't be the last time that something like this happens. He does end up failing a drug test, and he claims that someone gave him a pill and he didn't know what was in it. And if that's true, I mean, one, I don't know why he would take the pill, but also two, if it's true and his friends gave him a pill, I mean, just really bad friends to promote him doing that. And then it also just kind of seems like people are using him after his divorce with Jen, which is just really sad to see. Even very recently this month, apparently, he got a second warrant for a violation on his probation. So it's just very sad to see someone who was such a well-loved figure in the online community just to hit rock bottom like this. But I want to end this video by saying this, that somebody like this really does need a good support group around them to be able to come back from this. If this was your friend or your family member in this situation, you would want them to bounce back from it and not continue on this downward spiral. That's why it's also important to make sure you surround yourself with a good friend group. I honestly do hope he is able to make a comeback and change his life around, because I wouldn't want to see anyone in this situation, especially when they clearly need a good foundation of people to support them to be better. Remember to like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good morning, good afternoon, or a good night.